Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to make this Cottage Wreaths Fun Fold card. We've made a design like this before, but it's just so pretty with these papers as well. So that's how it looks when it's stood up. So you've got this little panel here that then centers across the card. So let me show you the supplies you need to make this. You need a piece of thick basic white cardstock that measures 11 inches by 4 1/8 of an inch. This is half a piece of A4 cardstock, so if you're in the US, you can cut that to 4 1/4 and just, you know, change up the layers a little bit if you like. You're going to need some Moody Mauve panels, and this one measures 5 3/8 by 4 inches. Another that measures 3 by 4 inches, and this one measures 2 5/8 by 4 inches. You need some designer series paper. This is from the Winter Meadows. I've just been using it in another project here. So these papers down here, so pretty, and it's this one here on the end. So you can get all different pieces cut from this, but also some of my class ladies chose the back. So these have gorgeous pictures on the front and back. Okay, so did I tell you the measurement? Maybe not. This one measures 3 7/8 by 2 1/2 inches. Okay, then you need some basic white layers. You need one that measures, and these two are quite similar, but you need to keep them separate. Just seeing which way round this would be. So you need one that measures 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. You need one that measures 2 3/4 by 3 7/8, and another that measures 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. So they all measure 3 7/8, but one is by 3. All measure 3 7/8. One is by 2 7/8, one by 2 3/4, and one by 2 3/8. Okay, and that's for this piece here and these two sections here. Okay. I've used this gorgeous embossing folder. Let me just check what it's called. It's in the Polar Bear suite, Berry Christmas suite, and it's this one here, Snowflake Sky embossing folder. So you have snowflakes and snow coming down. I just love it. It's so pretty. Let me hold it up. See if you can see it on camera on this piece and on here as well. So on this one, I've got it, the snow coming down horizontal on this piece as a horizontal piece, and this piece, when you emboss it, you need to have your snow coming down vertically like that. Okay, well, it's coming down it's coming down each way, but this piece here is horizontal. Okay, so any other pieces, you'll need a teeny tiny piece of silver foil paper, and I'll just show you these because they're not in the catalogue. Get ready to be, you know, glimmered. You get silver and gold, a silver and gold 12 by 12 sheet, and it's got an adhesive backing on. Now we don't need that for this project, but it's really handy if you're cutting out die cuts that you're just going to stick straight, or wording, something that's quite intricate. So have a look in my online shop at the online exclusives, and you'll find that in here, and it's really inexpensive. And it goes a long way. So you just need a little square of that to cut out your wreath. Okay, let me go ahead and tell you the scoring. Oh, you need a scrap as well to stamp the wreath. A scrap of basic white. Okay, put these to one side. I'm just going to score. Sorry if you can hear my cat trampling over stuff in the background. Ziggy. Okay, so on the long side, let me just find, oh, here's the stylus here. So on the long side, you're going to score at 2 3/4 and at 5 1/2. That's all the scoring you need. Okay, pop that to one side, and then you're going to fold in half here, and just use your bone folder to make sure you're all lined up straight. And then this piece here is going to fold back on itself. So yeah, there we go, have it in half that way. That's how the card's going to open, and this piece folds back on itself there. Okay, so you end up with that Z fold card like that. This is probably what it's called, a Z fold card, thinking about it. Yeah. Okay, so let's bring our layers in. and the original card. So we're going to work on this back piece first. So the biggest Moody Mauve panel sits in here, so you can go ahead and stick that on, and I would use liquid glue for that. I love how they've popped this Moody Mauve in the designer series paper, little tiny specks. And I tried it with the other colours in the paper as a background, like the Blueberry Bushel, and this was the one that I felt kind of looked best. Okay, I need to do a couple of bits embossing here. So this one we're not embossing because we're going to stamp on that one. You need to make sure that you get the correct one for embossing vertically. So this is the one that measures 2 3/4 in width, okay? And then the one that goes horizontally measures, I'm just going to check I've got the right size here, I'm getting a bit paranoid, yes, measures in height 2 7/8, okay? So it's slightly wider, but it's going to be that way, okay? So this one I want to emboss this way, and this one I want to emboss this way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I will be right back. Okay, so when you do these, you can have as much or as little as of the snowfall as you like. So you can see, let's put one of these pieces in, it'd be easier to see. Down this end of the embossing folder, heavy snow, and at this kind of gentle snow. So I've kind of gone for gentle and a bit heavier. That's where I embossed when I was doing both ways round, okay, on the white, obviously. Okay, so here's my two pieces. So just make sure the one that you've got make sure you've got the snow coming down the right way. So I know that's the front panel there, and this is the one I want to stick on the back. And in the catalogue they have the lighter snow at the top and the heavier snow at the bottom, so I'm going with that. Okay, so actually, just before we stick that in, I'm going to stamp on this one. It's probably better to stamp before we stick in case it doesn't quite go to plan. Excuse me. So I'm going to stamp in Moody Mauve, and this is one of the stamps that comes with this set here, Merry Christmas. I've used this again and again and again. I used this set last year. It's so pretty. And even if you're not into the Halloween, there's so much more with the little holly leaves and the acorns, or autumnal stuff. Okay, so and I think this will be the last year it's in the catalogue, maybe, because it's been in for 2 years now. It's in the main catalogue. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that in the middle. I could have made a better job. I'm not going to worry too much there. Let me just show you actually where it is in the catalogue, because now this year it's not a bundle, so you have to buy the stamps and dies separately. But I would definitely recommend on this one to buy both. Sometimes I only buy the dies, but so on page 39 of the main annual catalogue, this is the stamp set here, Cottage Wreaths, and it will tell you here that on page 161 are the dies. Okay, so it's these ones here. So you get a lot of different die wreath pieces here, a couple of different bows, the leaves or different leaves, and the holly and things. So really, really good set to get. Okay, so I'm going to stick these in. That's slightly annoying me that I've not stamped that very well, but I'm going to just go with it. Okay, so they're going to have a little border all the way around like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick those in. If you have a if you do stamp like that and you have the right marker for that, you can just go over that. So I'll probably go over that a bit later, just to fill in the bits that kind of miss. Now the idea of this is that you don't want the join here to show under there, and it won't. Okay, so don't have it too far out here. I mean, you just wouldn't, because it's not going to stick properly there. So that's how I've measured it, to have the even border around these 3 edges and these 3 edges. Okay, so go ahead and stick this one in as well. I love embossing folders. I think they can make such a difference to a project, and especially one like this where there's a lot of white kind of on one side. This was just perfect. Okay, so out there, here we go, it's coming together. Okay, so on this panel here we're going to put this piece, and also the designer series paper. Okay, on there, like I say, you could use that. It looked really pretty as well. So, but I'm going to stick with this one. So go ahead and pop these two together, and you'll be able to tell this one's for, you know, just doesn't fit. It's not right. So you'll know that this is the layer that you want. Just so you know, actually, it is the one that measures 4 inches by 2 5/8. So if you just want to make sure that's the Moody Mauve panel that you want, okay? These papers are just stunning. Right, at this stage, it doesn't matter which way up you stick it. Okay, so I'm going to slide that a little bit to make it a bit more central. Beauty of Tombow glue, you have a couple of seconds to kind of slide it around. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick that on there. And again, it's got a slight border all the way around. This time you do need to make sure you get your pattern the right way up. Although under here, I'm not really sure people would notice, but you know, you could do this with other designer series paper, this style of card. It's very versatile. And about there. Okay, so you can see it's really coming together now. Okay, so I'm not going to stick these 2 layers together yet because I want to pop the silver ribbon behind the white layer. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and stamp the wreath. I've just got a scrap of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to use shaded spruce. I don't think it was actually in, was it in those papers? I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, I think it is there. And again, I tried the different colours in the paper, and this was the one I liked most with the Moody Mauve. So ink that up, and it's meant to be sketchy in places because it's a distinctive stamp. Okay, so you get that really gorgeous two-tone effect as if you've stamped 2 different stamps. Gorgeous. And then we're going to stamp the little berries in Moody Mauve. And at first you sort of think, oh, well, they don't really show, but actually they do show enough. So just select some areas where you want to stamp them. And I've got a little tip for cutting out or lining up the die on this because it can be quite, is that enough? I kind of feel I want to do one more, but then I think it's going to be a bit uneven. Oh, I'm going to do it. That's fine. Yeah, there's a bit of a knack. I'll show you a little hack to line this up. Okay, so on here, I mean, they do have this. If you have the stamp the right way that they say, this is probably going to line up because you can put this little bit at the top or the bottom. But if you don't know which way, and I think, oh, I got ink on my hands, let's just get rid of that. There are 2 little bits on here that you need to look out for. This, let's pull it up a bit, this little kind of bit here, and this little 2 stem here. There is another 2 bit here, but it's the one opposite this little bit that sticks out. And you'll find on here, you've got this little bit that sticks out and this little 2 piece here. Can you see the little 2 bit and the little bit that sticks out? And that's how I found to line it up. And that's where it goes. So I'm going to use some washi tape just to pin that in place, and I'll go ahead and cut that out. So I will be right back. Okay, so let's pop that out and put the die to one side. I mean, just, oh, cute is that? So pretty. And you can decide which way up you want that to go, however you feel it looks best on here. I'm going to go with the little 2-bit coming down the bottom here. So I'm just going to work on this white piece for now that we've embossed. I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of the wreath, and I'm going to stick that down first before we attach any ribbon or anything. So just going around, let's do it on here so you can see where I'm going. Just popping a few on the back here, and just again make sure you know which way up, it's going to stick on here, sorry, which way up you want yours to go. Take the backings off. I got them all? Yeah, that's my little test. Okay, so I'm going to hang it this way. And again, I've got my snowflakes. Maybe they were meant to be heavier at the top. I don't even know. I'm just going to go the same way that I've got my other ones. I think this one I did, I don't know. Anyway, any which way you want to go. Okay, so I do need to cut out the little bow here, like I say, with some of the silver glimmer paper. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so there we go. Cut out the little bow. And then also you need a tiny, tiny piece of silver ribbon. And this is from the duo pack of silver and gold, and it's in the online exclusive. So where you'll find the glimmer paper, you'll find this. So if you go to my online shop and click on online exclusives, you'll be able to scroll through a whole bunch of product that's not in the catalogue, but it's very much available, and there's some really, really good stuff on there. So you only need about 1 1/4 inches of this, so tiny, tiny. And what we're going to do is we're going to position it here. So just with a glue dot, I'm just going to roll up a glue dot. I'm going to see if I'm still in shot. Slide it up a little bit. So I'm going to pop a glue dot just at the base here of this wreath and have that there. So try and get it as if it's hanging straight. And then on the back, again, you're going to put a glue dot. So you might want to just put it on the end of the ribbon here. So I'll just keep checking if I'm in shot. So pop a glue dot here. It doesn't matter if it's a bit big, because this is going to be stuck down in a minute. So get my finger off there. So just line it up so it's straight on the front of the card and pin it to the back. Like I say, we're going to put some glue on there in a minute, so that's fine. Now we can go ahead and stick this to the base here. Now you could pop dimensionals underneath there if you like. I just used glue, but if you want a bit more kind of lift, just bear in mind, if you're in the UK and you use more than a double kind of stack of dimensionals, it will be a large letter for postage. But if you're just giving it to someone, handing it to them, no problem. Okay, so here we go. Stick that on there. And then we can go ahead and pop the bow on here. Oh, so pretty. And to do that, I put a couple of mini dimensionals either side here, because this bit isn't quite big enough. And again, you can just stick it flat if you'd rather, but I'm just going to pop those either side. I'll bring it up to show you again. Either side of the ribbons, the loops, I guess, and then stick that. Oh, don't just drop it. Stick that at the base of the ribbon there. Oh, so pretty. And then I used in the set of in colour enamel dots. They're in the main catalogue in the accessories section. Moody Mauve you get on here. So I've put the big one here in the centre of the bow, and then I'm going to add a couple more when we put this together. So this needs to go pretty much centrally on your card like this, but obviously you only want to add adhesive. You don't want it on this piece here, okay, because that will completely ruin your card. So I'm going to put some glue. You could put tape just on, just check you've got the right half. So as you flip it over, it's on the right hand side, and you don't have to go halfway, you know, just err on the side of caution. And then hover it over, and you're going to position that roughly in the middle here. Press down on that side where you've put the glue on. So ta-da, that's how it opens. And then we're just going to add a couple more of these Moody Mauve dots here, and I'm going to put them down in this corner. If this is your own project and I wasn't doing it in a class, you could of course go ahead and scatter them wherever you like, but there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed making my Cottage Wreaths Z-fold card. Take care, see you soon, bye.